There's a paradox most men never understand. The harder you try to earn respect, the less you receive it. The more you chase approval, the faster it runs from you. But the moment you establish clear boundaries and live by them without apology, something shifts. People notice, women notice, and respect follows naturally. Today we're talking about 5 Stoic boundaries that fundamentally change how women see you. These aren't manipulation tactics. They're not tricks or games. They're principles of self-respect that the ancient Stoics lived by 2,000 years ago, and they're just as powerful today. When you internalize these boundaries, you stop seeking respect and start commanding it simply by how you carry yourself. Let's get into it. Boundary 1. You don't explain yourself to people who haven't earned it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion." Here's what that means in practice. You don't owe everyone an explanation for your choices, your time, or your priorities. Most men fall into the trap of over-explaining themselves, especially to women they're attracted to. She asks why you can't meet up tonight, and you launch into a detailed breakdown of your schedule, your commitments, your reasoning. You're seeking approval through explanation, but here's what that communicates: that you need her validation for your choices, that your time and priorities are negotiable if she questions them, that you're willing to justify yourself to earn her acceptance. A man with boundaries responds differently. "I have other commitments tonight" is a complete sentence. "That doesn't work for me" requires no elaboration. You're not being rude or cold. You're simply being clear and unmoved by the need to justify yourself. This boundary applies everywhere. You don't need to explain your career choices to family members who don't support you. You don't need to justify your lifestyle to friends who don't understand it. You don't need to defend your standards to people who don't meet them. Here's the key. Explaining yourself to everyone is exhausting, and it signals that you're seeking permission to live your life. When you stop over-explaining, something remarkable happens. People stop questioning you. They sense that you're grounded in your decisions, that you've thought things through, that you're not looking for their stamp of approval. Women especially notice this. A man who doesn't feel the need to constantly explain himself radiates quiet confidence. He's not defensive, he's not insecure. He's simply clear about who he is and what he's about. And that clarity is magnetic. This doesn't mean you never explain anything. When someone has earned your trust and respect, when they've shown genuine interest in understanding you, then sharing your reasoning is an act of intimacy and respect. But that's a privilege you grant, not an obligation you owe. Boundary 2. You're willing to walk away from anyone or anything that doesn't align with your values. Epictetus taught that we should never be dependent on things outside our control. That includes people. The moment you need someone more than you need your own self-respect, you've lost your power. And people can sense desperation like sharks sense blood in water. Most men stay in situations that drain them because they're afraid of being alone. They tolerate disrespect because they fear losing the relationship. They compromise their values because they think it's necessary to keep someone around. And in doing so, they lose the very thing that would make someone want to stay: their strength. A man with boundaries operates from a different place. He values connection, but not at the expense of his integrity. He enjoys companionship, but not if it requires him to betray himself. He's clear that walking away is always an option, and that clarity changes everything. This shows up in relationships in powerful ways. When a woman sees that you're genuinely willing to walk away rather than tolerate disrespect, she respects you more, not less. Why? Because it proves you have standards. It proves you value yourself. It proves you're not desperate or needy. You're choosing to be there, not clinging to be there. Here's what this looks like in practice. Someone consistently cancels plans last minute. Most men complain but keep accepting it. A man with boundaries addresses it once clearly, and if the behavior continues, he stops making plans with that person. No drama. No anger. Just a quiet recognition that actions speak louder than words. Or a woman in your life habitually disrespects you in front of others. Most men laugh it off, trying to be cool or avoid conflict. A man with boundaries addresses it privately and directly. And if it continues, he creates distance. He doesn't need to announce it or make a scene. He simply values himself too much to stay in that dynamic. Walking away doesn't always mean ending things permanently. Sometimes it means stepping back, creating space, letting someone feel your absence. But the key is that it's genuine. You're not bluffing. You're not playing a game hoping they'll chase you. You truly are willing to let go if the situation doesn't serve your highest good. This boundary is terrifying for most men because it requires faith. Faith that you'll be okay alone. Faith that the right people will respect your standards. Faith that your self-respect is more valuable than any particular relationship. But once you internalize this, you become unshakable. Boundary 4. You prioritize your purpose over pleasing people. Seneca wrote about the shortness of life and how we waste it trying to please others. He asked, "How much of your life do you actually own? And how much have you let others claim?" Most men give away their time, energy, and focus trying to make everyone happy. And in doing so, they become boring, exhausted shells of who they could be. A man with boundaries knows that he has a purpose, a mission, something he's building. And that mission comes before social obligations, before entertaining people, before being everyone's go-to guy. This doesn't make him selfish. It makes him focused. And focused men are rare and magnetic. Here's how this shows up. Your friends want you to go out every weekend, but you're building a business that requires your focus. Most men either cave to the pressure or feel guilty saying no. A man with boundaries says no without guilt. He knows what he's building matters more than being socially available every moment. Or a woman you're dating wants more of your time, but you have commitments to your work, your training, your growth. Most men either neglect their purpose to please her, or they feel torn and guilty. A man with boundaries is clear. She's important, but she enhances his life. She doesn't become his life. He maintains his focus. Women say they want all your attention, but what they respect is a man who has something going on that's bigger than just them. A man with a mission. A man building something. A man who invites her into his life, but doesn't reshape his entire existence around her. Think about the men who get the most respect from women. They're not the ones who are always available, always free, always ready to drop everything. They're the ones who have something important going on, who have standards for their time, who are selective about where they invest their energy. This boundary requires that you actually have a purpose. You can't fake this. If you're just avoiding people and wasting time on distractions, that's not purpose. That's just avoidance. But when you're genuinely building something, genuinely committed to growth, genuinely focused on a mission, then protecting that time becomes natural and non-negotiable. And here's the beautiful part. The right people respect this boundary. They admire it. They want to support it. The wrong people resent it because they want you to stay small and available to them. And that difference tells you everything you need to know about who deserves your time. Boundary 5. You accept people as they are without trying to change them. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning that he would encounter difficult people and that their behavior is their choice, not his responsibility. This boundary is subtle but powerful. You don't take on the project of fixing or changing anyone. Most men, especially with women they care about, fall into the trap of thinking they can change someone. She has issues with trust. You'll prove you're trustworthy until she changes. She's not ready for commitment. You'll be so amazing she'll want to commit. She has emotional baggage. You'll love her so well she'll heal. This is not only exhausting, it's disrespectful. It's saying, I don't accept who you are right now. I'm in a relationship with the version of you I think you can become. And people feel that. It creates pressure, resentment, and ultimately distance. A man with boundaries accepts people exactly as they are, right now, today. If that's compatible with his life, great. If it's not, he makes a decision. But he doesn't stay hoping things will change. He doesn't invest in potential. He deals with reality. This looks like she says she's not looking for anything serious. Most men hear that as a challenge, a chance to change her mind. A man with boundaries hears that as information. If he wants something serious, he moves on. No judgment, no trying to convince her. Just a recognition that they want different things. Or you're dealing with a family member who consistently criticizes you. Most men keep trying to win their approval, keep explaining, keep hoping they'll change. A man with boundaries accepts that this person is critical. That's who they are. He can choose how much energy to give the relationship, but he doesn't waste energy trying to transform them. This boundary is liberating because it frees you from the exhausting work of trying to control other people. And ironically, when you stop trying to change someone, when you simply accept them, sometimes they do change. Because they're no longer feeling pressured or judged. They're feeling seen and accepted. Women especially respond to this. When a man accepts her fully as she is without trying to fix her or improve her or mold her into someone else, she feels a deep sense of safety and respect. She knows she doesn't have to perform or prove anything. And often, from that place of acceptance, she naturally wants to grow and evolve. But even if she doesn't, you're at peace. Because you're not attached to an outcome you can't control. You're simply deciding if the person as they are fits in your life as it is. So how do you actually implement these boundaries? How do you go from understanding them intellectually to living them daily? First, start small. Don't try to establish all 5 boundaries perfectly starting tomorrow. Pick the one that resonates most, or the one you struggle with most, and practice it consciously for a week. Notice when you want to over-explain yourself and practice simply being clear without justifying. Notice when you feel emotions rising and practice observing them instead of acting from them. Second, expect resistance. When you start establishing boundaries, the people who benefited from you having none will push back. They'll call you cold, distant, changed. That's not a sign you're doing something wrong. It's a sign you're doing something different. Stay steady. Third, journal on it. At the end of each day, write about moments where you held a boundary or moments where you didn't. What happened? How did it feel? What did you learn? This conscious reflection speeds up the internalization process dramatically. Fourth, find models. Look at the men in your life or in history who embody these boundaries. How do they carry themselves? How do they respond to pressure? Learn from their example. And fifth, remember this is about self-respect, not image. You're not establishing boundaries to impress anyone or to get a specific result. You're establishing them because they align with who you want to be. The respect from others, especially from women, is a natural byproduct, not the goal. The Stoics understood something fundamental about human nature. Respect cannot be demanded or negotiated. It can only be earned through consistent demonstration of character. When you live by these 5 boundaries, you're not performing respect-worthiness. You're becoming it. And that makes all the difference.